Previously, I have shown you this website that the Federal Bureau of Prisons operates. I think this is a very powerful tool for anybody who's going into the prison system or family members who have loved ones in prison. But one of the reasons that it's important to look now is because during this time of a pandemic, the Bureau of Prisons is posting a lot of information here about what they are doing in response to this pandemic. You could also look at the Department of Justice's website, which is justice.gov, and take a look at how the DOJ is putting information out there regarding how the DOJ is responding to the COVID-19 pandemic. And one of the things that we have found, thanks to our friend and partner Alec Berlikoff, is that the director of the Bureau of Prisons, and I'm going to put this over back here on the screen here, the director of the Bureau of Prisons has issued a memorandum on March the 22nd, 2020, so just a few days ago, and it's a directive to the Bureau of Prisons directing them to release more people on home confinement. So this is an encouraging memorandum. I've never seen one like this before, but of course we've never been in this time of environment where this virus is really afflicting the country. And it's particularly important for people in prison because the virus comes in from staff members who are out in the community and then come into the prison. You know, like anybody else, the people that work in prisons, they're grocery shopping and they're getting gasoline or they're doing whatever they do on their daily lives, and then they come into work. And when they come into work, they spread it to people in prison, or they can spread it to people in prison, and those people in prison have no way of getting away from it. So it's important to understand this, but let's just go through some of the salient points here on this memorandum. It says, of course, it goes into thanking them for what they're doing, but here are some really important points, and that is, he tells the director that one of the BOP's tools to manage the prison population and keep inmates safe is the ability to grant certain eligible prisoners home confinement in certain circumstances. And he says here, I am hereby directing you to prioritize the use of your various statutory authorities to grant home confinement for inmates seeking transfer in connection with the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Many inmates will be safer in BOP facilities, but for some eligible inmates, home confinement might be more effective in protecting their health. And then he provides some directions on what staff members should consider in assessing which inmates should be granted home confinement pursuant to this memorandum. You are to consider the totality of circumstances. It's one of the reasons that my partner and I talk a lot about the importance of doing narratives so that you really tell your story of who you are. And this, for example, is one of our friends has a history of breathing or respiratory problems, and because he has really done well in documenting that as part of the record, he'll be able to turn to that and make a stronger case for home confinement. So these are some of the other matters here that are concerned here, but the Bureau of Prisons now does have discretion to send more people home to home confinement. Of course, the risk assessment tool is going to be something that they look toward. Not everybody's going to be eligible. Obviously, somebody who has a history of violence or who did not protect himself well in prison is not going to be eligible. But if you look at this right here, you can see why it's so important to populate the record early, because you can use this type, the work that you're doing today, to position yourself for a better experience in prison, and hopefully, when opportunities surface, you're in a good position to be released early. So hope this is helpful, and hope that you have success. We will put a link to this document in the show notes of this video.